Hey, everybody, welcome to Weight Loss for Women Over 40. This episode is part of the Confidence in Your Clothes series, and today we are talking about something that sounds soft, but is actually radically powerful. It's daily micro habits for self-love. And before you roll your eyes, I am not talking about bubble baths and spa days. I'm talking about the tiny, almost invisible behaviors that either build self-trust or quietly reinforce shame. And if you're a woman who has built your career, raised your kids, handled all the crises, crushed your goals, but still avoids mirrors, hates getting dressed, and feels like her body is the one area she has failed, then this episode is 100% for you. So, hey there, I am Nikki T. I'm your host of Weight Loss for Women Over 40. And as a 52-year-old woman who has had, for sure, her share of weight struggles and personal struggles, I want you to know that this is part of the human experience. Whatever you are currently dealing with right now in this moment, as hard as it is to hear, you are exactly where you need to be. And trust me, I remind myself of this every day. I have been in the weight loss industry since 2002 when I first became a personal trainer. And what I've really found over the years of being a trainer, being a coach, is that it is never about the number. It's not about the scale, not about the tag in your clothes, like we talked about in the last episode, but it's who you are and what programming you are operating from. It's the identity that you are living. This is one of the reasons that I've started my second business, Maven Heart. And I will be sharing more about that in the coming weeks. But if you don't have the body that you want, it's because you're running on an identity that has a body like yours. And if you're serious about having your last weight loss attempt, the next step is to apply for private training with me. I will walk you through the three phases of not just losing the weight, but becoming the person that is able to maintain that weight loss. You can go to weightlossforwomenover40.net/call to apply. I only take a few clients per month because I want to make sure that I have enough time to devote myself to my clients and making sure that you're getting the attention that you need. So if you would like to apply, again, go to weightlossforwomenover40.net/call. All right, so let's dive into the topic for today. Daily micro habits for self-love. I know it's kind of a cheesy title, but whatever. Again, the real issue is not about your weight. You don't struggle with your weight because you lack the desire to change. And Lord only knows how many diets and things you've tried over the years, maybe decades. And I get it. There's no judgment on my part on that. The weight loss industry likes to sell you on the latest and greatest, which isn't great at all. And I kind of want to clear this up, right? You can do the shots, you can do the shakes, you can do the hard processes, whatever it is, the diets. And yeah, you might lose weight, but you will gain it back every single time if you don't have your mind set up for weight loss success. By the way, this is what I teach my clients, right? A lot of times, the struggle, again, is not about your body, it's about your nervous system. Your nervous system has been trained to associate your body with disappointment, with urgency, like I have to lose the weight now, self criticism, and the constant fixing mode. Like there's something wrong with you that you need to be fixed. And your brain thinks your body is a problem to solve. And every day, even if you don't realize it, you are reinforcing the belief in small ways, not through food and exercise, but through your behavior. Micro habits, which I kind of hate to use the word habits because I feel like habits is very a dieter's mentality trend. So I'm only using habits because I haven't found the other word to replace it. Okay. Maybe micro actions is a better way. But that small, repeatable behaviors that shape your identity. And again, it's not just about the actions, it's about what is driving those actions. It's not about the big morning routine. It's not about the 5 a.m. workouts. It's not about 75 hard energy, right? Or CrossFit or anything. No offense to those. But I'm talking about the tone that you use to yourself when you look in the mirror. I'm talking about the tug at your shirt before you leave the house, or the way you avoid certain clothes, or the way you talk to yourself when your jeans feel too tight. Those are habits that you are doing. They're just psychological habits on repeat. Your body confidence is not built through big, huge breakthroughs. It's built in tiny, daily, self-respecting moments. You ladies out there who are listening to this podcast, I'm going to guess, are mostly high achievers and my perfectionist. I love you, myself included, former. I'm still a perfectionist in some ways, but I've done a lot of work on it. But it does show up in my life still. But in this, what I'm going to say, it does show up in my life, right? We like the big moves. We like the big plans, the strategy, the systems. It makes you feel like you're doing something. For me, planning something out just lights me up until I have to do it, right? Like, I get it. But what you don't see is you are putting fake energy into your body, right? You're trying to optimize it. You're trying to treat your body like some quarterly goal. And when it doesn't respond fast enough, you withdraw your affection for yourself. That's not discipline. That's conditional worth. We really are a bunch of a-holes to ourselves and our body. So today we're going to flip that script. So I'm going to give you 7 daily micro habits for self-love that actually can change your body's relationship with yourself. So again, these are small. Think micro actions. If you are my ideal client, then you're going to find these micro habits really boring, but they're very powerful. So don't discount them. So the first one is neutral mirror contact. This is when you every day look at yourself in the mirror for 10 seconds without fixing anything. No adjusting, no sucking in, no criticism. As soon as you hear that negative response in your head, dismiss it, let it go. Just neutral observation. Why do we want to do this? Because avoidance keeps shame alive. Your brain can't normalize what you refuse to look at. And this isn't about loving your body immediately, because I hate to tell you, it's not going to happen. It's about ending the war with yourself, right? You're in negotiation tactics right now. The second one is stop earning your clothes. If you have clothes in your closet that you're waiting to fit into, again, we talked about this in the last 2 episodes, right? I want you to question that, right? You're not on layaway. You don't need to earn your visibility to be in a certain pair of clothes. So the tweak is I want you to wear something today that fits your current body well. What can you put on that makes you feel good in this current body that you have? Not future body, right? This is how you build safety. And safety reduces stress-driven behaviors, like emotionally eating, right? This outfit doesn't fit me. Oh my gosh. And then you go through the whole spiral of why you suck and why cake is the answer. I know this because I've been there. I get it. Okay, so number 3, change the morning narrative. All right, notice your first body related thought in the morning. Is it, oh, I look bloated, or I need to get back on track, or yesterday I was so bad? The micro habit I want you to implement is you need to interrupt it. Interrupt those inner critic thoughts. Replace it with, my body is adapting. Of course, I look a little bloated. I had chips and salsa yesterday. My body is not the enemy. We are on the same team. My body is working with me, not against me. And a good one is I'm learning about my body. This isn't about being delusional. It's neural rewiring. Your brain believes what it hears repeatedly. I hate to even say this, but you almost need to brainwash yourself to an extent. You do need to embody what you're brainwashing. That's something I teach in my coaching with my clients, but you can't do affirmations and lip service to yourself because your brain knows that you're lying. But there is an element of stepping out of that and telling your brain what you want it to hear, right? What do you want to reprogram yourself as? The fourth thing is stop the shrinking. If you are feeling uncomfortable in that moment, and you probably will, notice if you're physically shrinking. Like if you're looking in the mirror at yourself, are you trying to hide a body part? Are you slumping a bit? I know for me, especially when I was dancing, so TMI here, I have always had what I call a bubble butt, right? I even at 98 pounds, I still had a tush. Okay. But I know when I stood sideways, I was very flat in the stomach. And of course I had my tush, but I felt I looked better when I turned sideways. I always equated my body as like a piece of paper. Like if you look at a piece of paper front on, it's very square, kind of wide. But if you turn it sideways, it's very thin, right? Yeah, I know. Welcome to inside of my brain. However, those are things, right, that you're trying to make yourself kind of feeling better about. What I want you to do is not do that. Okay. So embrace the uncomfortableness. Notice if you're shrinking. Notice if you're trying to hide that body part by turning sideways or whatever it is, something a bit. Crossing your arms, maybe pulling your clothes down, right? Hiding your stomach. The micro habit I want you to switch is I want you to stand up tall. Think of how I love this aspect about ballet. Ballet taught me how to stand up. There's a lot of things I like about ballet, but in particular, it teaches you how to stand up. It teaches you posture. I know my daughter to this day, like I'm sitting now in this chair and I'm not sitting against the back of the chair, and my back is completely straight up and down. This is my natural sitting posture. Yes, I do relax and sit on the couch and kind of slump back, but generally speaking, I am sitting up. Same thing when I'm standing. I am standing up, probably, granted, my feet aren't turned out anymore, but I'm standing up how I was taught to stand as a ballet dancer. And I personally notice my shoulders have started to round a little bit, probably because I've been on the computer. But generally speaking, when you stand up, you pull your shoulders back and you stand up tall, you feel better about yourself. You take up a little bit more space. Now, when you're standing up tall, you can do this in the mirror if you want. Stand up, look at yourself, stand up taller, take up space, and then I want you to exhale. Yeah, I want you to let your stomach completely to relax. Because when your stomach relaxes, this sends your nervous system a signal. I am safe as I am. Because your posture does affect your psychology. Now, with that stomach relaxed, I also want to have you engage it. Feel the difference. Because yes, you're exhaling and you're letting your nervous system relax, but also engaging your abdominals where you're pulling your belly button to your spine will help support your frame when you stand up. This is the personal trainer in physical therapy and probably ex-ballet dancer talking to you right now. Because I know postural, a lot of people relax their stomach, their hiney's sticking out, right? When you engage your stomach and drop down your pelvis, lengthening that lower back, not only does your back feel better, but it engages your core and it helps you stand up taller. Okay. So yes, exhale, let that stomach relax so you can calm your nervous system. Then pull the stomach in as a confidence boost, as I am taking, I don't want to use a good word control, but I am grounding my body by engaging my abdominals and standing tall. Let me know how that works for you. Okay, the fifth thing I want you to do is I want you to remove body checking loops. So body checking is pinching, turning sideways constantly. I just talked about this, weighing yourself obsessively in a negative connotation, like, because you can weigh yourself and it be in a healthy manner, or you can weigh yourself and it be in a not healthy manner. The other loop is reassurance seeking. How does this outfit look on me, partner? Does it look good? Do I look good? Why don't the constant outside validation, again, I get it. This is one of my things. But when you are telling yourself what you need to hear, then when someone compliments you or says something to you, it's the cherry on top. So meaning you ask yourself, reassure yourself, you look amazing. You feel good, whatever it is, right? Stop relying on external people to validate you. Validate yourself. So your micro habit is I want you to pick one body checking behavior and reduce it by 50%. So if that means turning sideways constantly, do that 50% less, right? We're not eliminating anything. We're reducing. Because when you reduce instead of eliminate, think dieter's mentality, you're in lack and scarcity, right? Because obsessing over checking increases body dissatisfaction and stress hormones. By lowering the monitoring, you're going to create more peace. You're going to create more safety. Get to the point if you want to eliminate it, but doesn't mean you have to like eliminate it in one shot. Okay. Baby steps. Number 6, speak to your body like a partner. If you are in a work environment and you have a team underneath you, you talk to your team with respect, I hope, right? You talk to your clients with respect. But your body, gosh, you threaten her. You say mean, nasty things to her. You would get sent to HR if this was in a working situation. If you talk the way you do about your body to other people, you'd be in big trouble, right? So your micro habit shift is when you feel frustrated, I want you to say to yourself, okay, what do you need in this moment? Not what is wrong with you? Why don't you have your crap together? All that, right? Your body is adapting. Nobody's getting any younger. I hate to tell you. Your hormones are changing. There's stress in your life. Life in general. Your body is not rebelling against you. It's trying to protect you. The 7th one daily act of non-transactional care. This is key. Doing one thing daily that supports your body with zero weight loss agenda attached. A walk without tracking steps. I think I talked about this on the last podcast. I have been kind of doing my own little digital detoxes here and there. I haven't been wearing my iWatch as much. I've been going out on beautiful walks, doing my workouts without tracking the little rings that are closing, how many steps I have hit. Another thing you do again is doing a workout and not thinking about, oh, how many calories did I burn? Drinking water because it actually just tastes good or feels good in your body. When every action that you are taking has a weight loss agenda attached, your nervous system stays in evaluation mode, in stress mode, I might add, which we all know more stress equals more higher cortisol levels, which does not help you in the whole weight loss process. We are shifting to a relationship mode. How do you talk to your body? What kind of a relationship do you have with your body currently? Is it toxic? Is it trauma bonded? Is it loving? What's going on there? So why this works is psychology, not woo-woo. And don't get me wrong, I like the woo. Self-love for yourself is not about affirmations, right? Affirmations are lip service. You have to connect a feeling with those affirmations or they just don't work. I talked about that in another podcast episode. Can't remember which one. If I remember, I will put it in the show notes, but it has to do with mantras and affirmations. So if you scroll back, I'm sure you will find it or just search it with my name and it should pop up. But you're very consistently being a mean girl to yourself, right? It's about not being a mean girl. It's about being nice to yourself. When your body feels physically and psychologically safe, Your cortisol will lower. Your emotional eating reduces. The all or nothing cycle starts to soften, and your cravings will stabilize. Not because you forced them to, but because the threat signal has been lowered, the volume has been turned down. And your body holds weight more easily when it feels like it's under attack. It's constantly on the defense mode, right? That's not mindset fluff. That's physiologically. If you feel like you are being threatened, certain things happen. Cortisol levels go up. You're on high alert. You're very hypervigilant. It's the same process with the whole dieter's mentality. So if you could lose 20 pounds and still feel, let me rephrase that, you could lose 20 pounds and still feel uncomfortable in your clothes. I talked about this on my own journey of being, I don't even know how, let's see, I was probably 105 pounds. I'm talking about the time when I had to go to an event and I just crumbled to the floor and was in the fetal position crying. Crocodile tears, right? Big, ugly crying. I was probably like 100, anywhere from 105 to 110 pounds. Okay. And I felt uncomfortable in my clothes. So it doesn't matter if it's 5 pounds, 100 pounds, 600 pounds. It doesn't matter. It is an emotional capacity. It is your nervous system. It is the identity that you're running around in. I've coached women who have lost weight, and without the support, we're talking early days, without the support of my mindset coaching, they had the same thing. That was one of the reasons why I shift to mindset coaching. I kept seeing my clients that I love dearly, that I had gone through my boot camp classes, gone through the dieter's mentality that I had been teaching at the time, which, again, I didn't know any better because that's the way I was taught. But I saw them gaining the weight back. And they weren't, you're not comfortable in your clothes. It's a mental capacity. Doesn't matter what you weigh, doesn't matter how much weight you've lost. If you don't have their mindset set up to sustain that body, you will never feel comfortable in your own skin. Because the issue isn't the fat that you have, the extra weight that you have. It's the emotional safety. It's the fear of being seen at that weight, fear of not being enough, fear of aging. It's a lot. That should be a whole topic in itself, right? The micro habits change your identity slowly. And identity is what changes how you show up in your clothes and in your life and how you talk to your body. So you do not need another diet plan. Please do not subscribe to another diet plan. And as I talked earlier, whether you're doing the shot, whether you're doing shakes, whether you're doing whatever diet mentality thing that you think is the answer, you need to develop a new relationship with yourself first. And again, this is not going to happen overnight. Relationships are built over time. If you and I met and knew nothing about each other, it would take time for us to become friends. It's like when you date people. You don't go into a date, meet them, and be like, hey, you want to get married? No. It's the same thing with the relationship with your body. You need to develop that relationship over time. Yes, you need to have the right method in place, and you need to have the right coach. You being patient and consistent and respecting your body and yourself is the way to attain that. So your challenge for this week is to pick 3 of those micro habits, not all 7, just 3. And I know you want to do them all. And I love that you want to overcommit. But the problem with overcommitting is tendencies to quit. Pick one if you feel like it's, if you think it's too easy, pick one and then add to it. Practice them daily for 7 days. Observe what shifts, not on the scale, but in your nervous system. How do you feel? How do you get dressed now? How do you start? How do you speak to yourself? How do you start reacting around food? Right? Those are the real metrics. That number on the scale means absolutely nothing if you're freaking out on a regular basis about your body. Again, been there, done that. It's not fun. I hated it. Absolutely hated it. If you want help, if you want me to support you through your weight loss journey, go apply for private coaching at weightlossforwomenover40.net/call. Again, I only take a few people at a time, so make sure you apply. What will happen is we'll get on a call. We'll see if this is a good fit for both of us, and then we'll go from there. So if this episode hits something deeper for you, if you're realizing that your weight loss struggle isn't about willpower, it's about identity, safety, and self-trust, then this series is going to keep stretching you. And I hope you will continue to join me on this series, because confidence in your clothes, it's not a fashion issue. It's a self-leadership issue. And you already know how to lead. You probably lead in many other areas in your life. It's time to lead yourself differently. I hope you will join me in the next episode. We are continuing with the confidence in clothing. And I'll be very frank and honest with you. I can't remember what the next episode is going to be. I believe, it's social situations and something about your body. All right. It'll be a surprise for both of us. No, I actually do know what the next episode is. I just don't remember the title. So join me next week, won't you? In this podcast. If you like this podcast, please give it a review. 5 stars if it feels aligned to you. And if you can, write a written review, especially in Apple, because that helps bring this podcast to all the peoples all over the world. And I am so grateful that you are here. I'm so grateful that I get to do this podcast. And I'm so grateful that I get to share my knowledge and everything with you guys. So on that note, have a beautiful day. I hope it's sunny and warm and you get to go and enjoy some sunshine, because that is what I am going to do right in this moment. And I will see you in the next episode. Take care.